Dark Energy returned to Becker Circle, written and read by Addison Brae. Dedicated to the service industry. Chapter 1. I flipped the switch, illuminating the first bar I've ever managed. Rainbows of color danced through the full bottles lining the glass shelves. Glasses are stocked, floors spotless. A chance to begin again after a not-so-perfect fresh start. The new crew worked their butts off learning menus and setting up for today's opening. They're trained and ready for anything. Not sure about me, though. I'm a fast learner, a CPA, and have been a bartender. But that doesn't mean I can run a bar. Pinky makes it appear easy. He believes in me, and that's more than I've gotten from most people in my life. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot a note written in large block letters. Welcome, Gillian. Breakfast in the bar fridge. You can't start your first day as a manager hungry. Pinky. What? My voice echoes in the empty room. Pinky said he was right behind me before I left after midnight last night. When did he have time to cook? Inside the refrigerator is a container with my name written across it. I peek inside. He remembered. Sausage and grits, the first of his cooking I ever ate. Besides being an amazing chef, he's been such a great mentor since I moved here. Helped me survive some major screw-ups. I won't get involved with the wrong people again. Pinky's been more of a dad than my real father. If he hadn't believed in me to run his new bar, I'd be working at another accounting job I hate instead of my dream job. Luck or not, after everything Pinky's done for me, I'll never let him down. I make careful rounds through the kitchen and bar and through my mental checklist to make sure lunch prep is in place for the crew when they arrive. In the tiny office that used to be a closet, I lean down next to the desk, punch in the combination, and yank the safe door open to get the cash for the registers. Shoved in the back corner are 2 fat pouches of cash that weren't there yesterday. Pinky must have stashed the other bar's deposit here so that it's all in place when he goes to the bank, but he normally wouldn't. The safe clicks closed, and I make sure the red light is glowing on the server tucked away in the corner with our new Miracle restaurant management software. The crew hates it. The software is supposed to help us plan profitable marketing campaigns, stock the right inventory. It's a brain buster, and it sounds like marketing BS. I promised Pinky to make the most of it. He invested equity in his house, the other bar, and his reputation. Everything's riding on this opening. No pressure. It's time for another set of new rules to live by for my latest fresh start. Rule 1 of my new fresh start. Nothing will get in the way of success. No guys will try to break my heart. I'll use the confidence I've worked so hard to build. And if fate cooperates, no scandals, and none of our regulars will turn up dead. Now the registers are stocked, I can take 5. I pop Pinky's delicious breakfast in the microwave. Only Pinky and John are aware there's rarely food at my place since I never cook. The first steamy bites prove the spicy hot is exactly as I remember. My phone vibrates on the counter. Carl displays across the screen. I swallow the rich andouille sausage coated in sweet, fiery seasoning that melts in my mouth with the buttery grits. How's Dallas's best chef today? Not so good, a faint voice answers. Doc says I have the flu. I drop my fork and try not to choke on the sausage. Our lead cook with the flu? Who will make his famous New York-style pizzas? Gillian, you there? Of course, Carl. I'm sorry you're sick. For the opening? You definitely couldn't cook with the flu. On the day, reviewers will be here to point out every flaw. I hate putting you in a bind, especially wanted to take part in the soft opening, to work out any wrinkles, you know. Don't worry about it. We can cover your shifts until you're better. With who? I don't know. Let us know if you need anything to get you well faster. Get some rest, okay? I still stare at the blank screen, digging for the solution to one of the worst things that could happen today when a text from Taryn pops up. Woke up dog sick. Sorry. My body goes rigid. Carl and Taryn? Good thing we scheduled an extra server. Then Pinky jogs through the front door with a giant grin. Morning, Gillian. Can't wait to open these doors. We are so ready to show Dallas this kick-ass team's. Pinky stops next to the bar, mid-sentence. What's wrong? Carl has the flu. Then I realize he's been with the whole crew getting ready for the opening until yesterday. How many other calls will I get? Time to practice my best play it cool act. Taryn's sick too. The reviewers from Dallas Daily News and Dallas Watcher and who knows where else will be here. Then there's the full house of people we hope will spread the word. My neck's so stiff from the stress I can barely face him. How bad off are we? Not the end of the world. Pinky plops onto a bar stool. I was going to host. Instead, I'll cover the kitchen during the lunch rush. Luckily, we decided to close tonight, so we're ready for the real opening tomorrow. My neck loosens up with Pinky's calm reaction. It's our soft opening. I hate for you to sweat over a stove. Relax, it's what I'm used to. We have food, electricity, and booze. What more do we need? Well, besides customers. What would I do without you, Pinky? Starve from the looks of it. I'd forgotten the half-eaten plate of spicy goodness I was enjoying until reality kicked me in the gut. When did you have time to cook this? It was even better than I remember. A guy's got to keep a few secrets, Pinky chuckles. Glad you liked it. Then the tune Bohemian Rhapsody floats from the kitchen. Whistle, bitch, we say in unison. Mackenzie bounces through the swinging doors, whistling another tune, capturing the moment's mood. How did you know Queen was my mom's all-time favorite band? I take the last bite. She loved that song. Good taste. Mackenzie takes my empty plate. Where's Carl? I glance back at my phone, hoping for a message about his miraculous cure. Out with the flu. Oh, shit. Mackenzie sets my dishes in the sink. Of all days. We'll be fine. I dealt with worse when the liquor license was 3 days late for the Becker Circle Pinky's opening. Pinky straightens his bar stool. I'm headed back to start cooking. Pappy taught me to whistle and to cook. She pulls on her dark, silky ponytail. I'm no Carl, but I can be an extra pair of hands back there. I worked in my grandparents' restaurant until I was about 8. You've got the Cajun part of the menu down, and I can make a mean burger. Nobody does New York pizza like Carl. Sure, you can help us wing it, Pinky says before disappearing into the kitchen, and I'll pretend to be my ex-wife's Italian grandmother. Mackenzie walks among the tables whistling Bon Jovi's Livin' on a Prayer, inspecting for anything out of place while the rest of the crew arrives. I'm grateful there are no hard feelings when I stole her away from the Georgian Dragon, where whistling earned her nickname. When the giant Jameson clock over the bar shows 5 minutes before our first opening moment, I ring the last call bell. 10 enthusiastic faces focus on me for words of wisdom, words I know I have, but no one's ever been willing to listen. For the first time, they look to me for leadership, and I have to provide it. You guys are the best crew in Dallas. I link glances with each person, truly thankful they're here. Pinky and I are lucky to have each of you on this team. Don't forget, ring up all the orders, but don't take payments. Tips are okay, of course. Money always draws some smiles. Special thanks to Pinky and Joe for covering the kitchen. Pinky taps his Defend Dallas cap at me from the kitchen doorway. The crew trades game day glances, but they don't freak, knowing Pinky's covering for Carl. And Mackenzie will help out if there's a huge rush. I'll bounce between the bar and serving to cover for Taryn. If anyone feels a remote symptom that may resemble flu, say so immediately. We don't want the entire crew to go down for the official opening. I glance through the front window. Our first customers hover around the door. Remember what happens until 2 o'clock sets the Pinky's 2 reputation. Any questions? Let's knock this out of the park, Mackenzie yells, triggering applause from the crew. Pinky nods me toward the front as a reminder I'm in charge. It's me who will open the doors to our first patrons. I take a last slow look down the spotless bar, across the perfectly set tables, and head across the black and white checkered floor to the door. It's showtime. As soon as I turn the key, the stream of guests files in. I greet people and check names off the invitation list while the hostess shows them to their tables until the place is full for the first seating. Local uptown businesses? Check. Leasing managers from surrounding apartments? Check. Regulars from Pinky's Bar and Grill and Becker Circle? Check. Cops from the substation around the corner? Check. And one reviewer is here with the first group. My stomach flips. His opinion can influence the most people. Servers in their uniform white t-shirts and black aprons with the retro Pinky's 2 logo, not in the predictable pink, are tending to guests. Mackenzie pours 3 drinks at once and chats with a customer. The hostess seats the final table and hands them the last menus. Time to be charming. I walk from table to table, welcome our first patrons. Food and beverages are scattered across the custom tables, each decorated with different scenes from Dallas's rich music history. The crowd buzz grows louder until it overpowers the background music, exactly as I anticipated to help Pinky fulfill his dream. Everything I worked so hard to build, to prove Dad and my ex wrong. I really can lead. Rule 2 of my new fresh start: never doubt myself. I refill a few wine and water glasses, bring extra ketchup, Parmesan, and cornbread, and clear off empty tables. We got this. The first round of guests winds down with only a few wrinkles, so we start taking round 2 of new neighbors. First are Pinky's patrons from Becker Circle, complete with day-drunk Cat. The Georgian Dragon had already banned her for walking too many tabs before I started working there, but Pinky clearly didn't allow her behavior at his bar. John bounds through the door, sending the mood from good to better. He leans down and gives me a quick boyfriend kiss. How's it going? 2 crew down, but good so far. I glance across the full room to find where to seat John. Bar? He nods. I signal thumbs up to the hostess and seat John and do a quick walk by the bar. From there, I spot a tall, slender man. He steps through the door, inspecting every window, railing, and tile in sight. I gulp down what feels like a bowling ball. It's him, Don Preston, the Dallas Daily News critic. I hoped we would get the nicer one. One bad review could knock down our hard work. Hi, it's Mr. Preston, right? I flash my most charming smile and extend my hand. Gillian Davis, I manage Pinky's too. He snatches the menu from me and snubs the handshake. Okay, awkward, germaphobe, or plain rude. He inspects me over his glasses. You're even younger than I expected. For the record, I'm 21 and very experienced. I immediately regret such a defensive answer. Can I seat you at our best table? The tables are full, so I'm not sure how to make that happen. Thank you, Miss Davis. He points a spindly finger over my shoulder, barely missing my eye. I'll show myself to the seat at the bar. It's a better vantage point to be thorough, like all reviewers should be. Certainly, Mr. Preston. Enjoy your lunch. Poor John. He's headed to sit right next to him. I'll stop by to answer any questions. Thank you. I don't ask questions. Of course he doesn't. He probably already wrote the review before he took a single step outside this morning. This seating has gone well until now. Wait, what do I have to fear? Happy patrons are enjoying lunch. Servers glide from table to table like we've been open for years. Exactly how it should be. I should warn Pinky. I pop back to the kitchen where Pinky and Joe shuffle around each other like pros. Pinhead Don Preston from the Daily News is here. He seems in rare form. Fantastic. Pinky flips a row of burgers across the still sparkling grill like a choreographed dance. Ordered yet? I think he just did. Jasmine's taking care of him at the bar. Here we go. Pinky pulls up the order. He's trying a random sample of almost everything. That man must only smell each thing to stay so scrawny. I shake my head and swing through the doors. Only Pinky could make us laugh to take the anxiety away. There are a martini and a beer at the service station. Jasmine, what table are these? 12. She's refilling Pinhead Preston's water, no ice, 2 lime twists. I load them on the tray and head to the table, exactly where day-drunk Cat's sitting with her friends. Glad you ventured away from Becker Circle to try us today. Kick-ass martinis, Cat slurs, even better than Pinky makes them. Uh-oh, she said plural martinis, and it's only 1:30 on a Thursday. I swing by the bar. Jasmine, no more martinis for table 12. She's 1 spark away from lit. Already. I peer around a beam to spy on Preston. Not far behind him, Cat steps out of her chair and stumbles sideways, knocking a waiter with a tray full of drinks off balance. I suck in a breath and hold it, knowing I'm too far away to stop the mishap. 2 glasses fall straight to the floor. The third takes an interesting trajectory, causing the clear contents to fly out like a supercharged water fountain across the aisle. The tip of the stream leaves a wet stripe down the back of Pinhead Preston's wool tweed sport coat. I dive for clean bar rags and finally breathe again. Patrons glance over at the broken glass and go back to eating. Preston doesn't budge. He's analyzing a pizza slice like he's studying how the various molecules blend to create flavor. I wait for my ex to pop out to remind me how many ways I can screw up lunch. While we dated, he got far too accustomed to his criticism and attempts to kill my dreams. It doesn't happen, and it won't. His recent memory I'm getting better at forgetting. Rule 3 of my new fresh start: awful exes don't deserve remembering. As the second lunch sitting winds down, Pinky appears from the back, fresh and calm. He strolls through, chatting with guests at each table. I observe and learn. Then he works his way down the bar, stopping at Preston. They exchange a few words, and Pinky moves on like he knows keeping things short will avoid trouble. I wipe down the menus and watch people walk out smiling and saying they'll be back soon. Pinky pats me on the back. Glad my instinct is usually right. You're a good manager. Thanks to your coaching. I tuck the menus back under the hostess station. 2 tables left. We did it. Your boyfriend's still here. Pinky motions to John at the bar. And don't forget your critic friend next to him. I haven't. Everybody knows Picky Pinhead Preston finds fault in everything. I scoop out a handful of mints and refill the jar. You should have seen what happened when Cat bumped. Pinky's eyes grow larger. Well, Miss Davis, Pinky, Preston's stern voice says behind me. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Preston. What did you think? Pinky and I are glued to his every word. You'll have to wait for the review. He glances back at the room. I have to say, I'm disappointed in the pizza. His comment has the effect of air leaking out at every balloon before my 5th birthday princess party started, until I remember he has no idea he's wearing a vodka Collins. You can't win them all, Preston says as he walks away. The solid wood and glass inner door closes behind him. Then music finds my ears. It's Whistle Bitch with Rihanna's Cheers, Drink to That. I look back at Pinky. I'm so sorry. If one reporter ruins this opening, I'll never forgive myself. If he writes a bad review, we'll prove him wrong with great pizza and Creole and the best live music in town. This bar isn't his style anyway. Pinky puts a strong hand on my shoulder. There's one thing you'll learn after being in the service industry for a while. You'll never please everyone.